You found this video because you have been asking, you have been meditating, you have been doing affirmations, you've been doing everything in your power that you know and can think of to change your whole life. And now it's happening. It's happening, but it's not happening like you thought it was going to happen. And now you're like, now what the fuck do I do with all of this change? How do I adapt to this change? That change could look like maybe you feeling more isolated than usual. You didn't think you would feel isolated, but you feel like you're disconnected from the people that you usually are connected and hang out with. The activities, the habits, the routines, they're starting to shift. They're starting to change. You're feeling less joy and excitement in a lot of the activities that you used to do. You don't feel called to the job, to the creativity, to the whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day basis. You're not feeling called to that stuff anymore. You can't figure out why. You're not losing yourself. Nothing bad is happening to you. It is actually what happens when your whole entire life began to shift its frequency. You've been calling in for this change, but what you didn't realize was that change happens on the inside first. You start to feel the disconnection first. You start to feel old things dying out because the old version of yourself is slowly transforming, and in a way is detaching in a way, but it's not completely detaching, but it's starting to transform. You're going to eventually start creating new habits, having new passions. You're going to create new creativity is going to start popping up. New people is going to start popping up. And you're going to get that connection again. But first, there has to be a transition in between. And it's scary as hell because I remember when I went through it. I remembered when that change happened and I did not know what to do with it. So this is why I want to share that journey with you, because I've went through it and I'm at the end of that transition. And, if I could go back and tell myself whatever, this is what I would tell myself as I'm beginning that transition. So I never forget, after I had my daughter in 2022, I had my daughter, her name is Spiritual. At the time I had her, my oldest was 10. And I had my spiritual awakening for a few years, I would say maybe 5 or 6 years before I had her. But as we all know, it's levels to this shit, right? You can feel like you're in a great flow, like, oh, I just got through these lessons, things is happening real good. And then boom, here comes another lesson. The universe loves doing that to us, right? But it's all for our better, it's all for our good, it's all for our elevation and growth. Anyway, I had my daughter and I was excited, but I was just like, like I wasn't disappointed, but I think I was more so scared than anything. Cause I'm like, my youngest is 10. I'm doing great. Now I'm about to have a whole new addition. And what do I do with this? I had her and then everything was going great. I was still doing everything I used to do, but I start to feel disconnected from it. I started to feel disconnected from everybody. And then that drew me to a place of depression. I started to get really depressed. And I didn't know what to do with that either, because part of it was postpartum depression, but then the other part of it was disconnecting from my old life. And that was the beginning stages of it. Can you guys believe that process happened for 3 years? That detachment happened for 3 years where I was slowly moving away from that old version of myself. It took 3 years, but it's not going to take you 3 years, okay? Because there's a couple things that I wish I would have known that I would have done differently. And so I'm in this place of depression. I'm in a state because I'm living in Texas, but all of my family is in Minnesota. So I'm just in this state where I have absolutely no support. My oldest daughter graduated high school. She went off to college. And it was just me and my girls and this new baby. And I was yet again a single mother of another child. Go figure, right? And it made me feel like I was failing. It made me feel like I was unworthy. It made me feel like, just how could I have done this to myself again? How could I have put myself and another person in a situation where I had added struggle, added stress, and no support. I slowly began to disconnect from God, from my spirit, from my practices, and from myself. And so, because of that, I moved from Texas back to Minnesota to be with my support system, where my mommy was able to help me, my sisters, my friends, my brothers, and everybody was able to help me as I went through that mode of depression. And there was a lot of stuff that happened in between that time from that transition from that move. But I will say this, I felt extremely low at that time in my life. But because I know what I know about Dark Night of the Soul and lessons and transition, I knew that it was temporary. I knew that it wasn't going to last. I just didn't know what to do in the process of it going in the direction it was supposed to go in. And so I sat with it. I first fought it because, again, it was a fear thing. I first fought against it. And after, I'm like, I can't keep fighting this. Like I can't keep fighting the sadness. I can't keep fighting the confusion, feeling lost. I can't keep fighting this shit. I decided to just give in, surrender, and allow myself to be in that space, in that moment, without fighting myself. What we don't realize is when we are in that space of growth, transformation, we often fight it because it's unfamiliar. Our nervous system began to go crazy and, you know, send alarms and signals to us that something is wrong. But it is absolutely not wrong. It is that uncomfortable place of transformation, and you must go through it. You know that saying, you can't go over it, you can't go under it, you got to go through it. Well, baby, you got to go through it. Okay. And that's exactly what I did. So after months of just surrendering and not feeling like myself, I woke up one morning and I felt like the whole fucking thing just changed again, right? What I realized is that inner voice never leaves you. There's an inner voice that you have that will always be present. It might be a little soft, but it is always there. And I guess after months of the surrendering, I was able to hear that voice again because I wasn't trying to fight it. And that voice told me to go outside into nature, sit by the water. I listened. That voice said, okay, I need you to start looking at places in Texas again. And this was a confusion because I think maybe I was back in Minnesota for a year, if that. But I was like, okay, I'm going to just listen to the voice. So I started to look for places in Minnesota, I mean, in Texas again. And that voice would tell me to, get a journal. I want you to start writing things in your journal. So every day I would get up and I would write stuff in my journal. Then that voice would tell me, I want you to go and sit in meditation. Now, mind you, y'all, this is after at least 3 years of just not hearing anything, feeling depressed, doing no spiritual practices, all the routines and stuff that I had already always done. It stopped. So finally, that voice said, go and meditate. So I went and I did some meditation. And I slowly began to get back into doing some of the practices and some of the things that I used to do. After about 4 or 5 months of starting to feel back up to my strength, my internal strength, my mindset, my motivation, my inspiration, my determination, that part of me that helps get us up every day and push towards the things we want. I started to get that again. I started to feel that drive to get up and actually do stuff. I ended up moving back, long story short, to Texas. There was a lot of stuff in between there, but I ended up getting back here to Texas. And that's when I began to physically feel the shift happening. And it was heavy, it was strong. And I feel like that's where you guys are right now. The hardship, I think that you either are at the end of that hardship or you feel like you're starting to come out on the other side of that hardship. And if you are nearing towards the end, you feel like you've been in maybe sadness or confusion, chaos, or whatever it's been. You've been going through it for a while, and now you're ending. You feel like it's coming to an end, and that's why you're feeling like, okay, what do I do now? What is happening? Now it's time for you to learn yourself. The way I like to think of it is, I've never met this version of me. I've never met her. I don't know who she is. I don't know what kind of shit she likes to do. I don't know how she moves. I don't know the kind of people she's attracted to or drawn to. I have to meet her. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Listen to your mind. Your mind and your heart have to meet together. It have to be in alignment. It have to be balanced as you're going into this next chapter in your life. And for me, it was a process and it was a challenge. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I surrendered and everything fell off. No. Like, I liked drinking. Okay. That's my shit. That's my jam. But I had to give it up. Actually, I didn't have to give it up. I chose to give it up. You found this video and you're ready for that shift and you're ready for that change to occur. Whatever you are being drawn to, you're being drawn to that thing because that is what you've been asking for. You have to start one by one, cutting off and letting go of the things that served your old version, the old you, the old habits, the old people. Okay? They're not able to go with you in this new expansion. This new expansion is going to elevate you beyond your greatest thoughts and wonders. And all that old baggage just don't fucking fit, to be real. If you hearing that call to let things go, to go into yourself, to kind of like just fast for a minute, let go of the things, then that is what you need to do. Okay? And I promise you, it's not going to last long. It's not. I think that for me, it lasts longer because I was fighting it. And so once I stopped fighting it, that shit went by. It just like smooth sailing. It was like water. Okay. So this is the part where we shift frequencies. One day you'll wake up and you will see the same room. You will see the same bed. You will see the same people. But it'll feel different. The room will feel bigger. Even if it's the same room, it would feel bigger. The people that surround you, you'll begin to see them for who they are, and those who are no longer able to fit in, it's something about that attachment that you had. It no longer exists. You don't give a shit whether they come or whether they go, even because you know they're gonna go. The activities, the habits. Let's talk about the habits. Whatever your habit is, whatever that habit that was holding you back, the taste for it, the addiction, the yearning for it, you feel it getting less. The strength of it is no longer there. It has no bearings or shackles or chains on you like it used to have. And you slowly feel yourself removing from that. Social media, that was a big one. I think social media can't exist in the same space of transition because there's too many distractions on social media. Too many people saying all the wrong things for you in this moment. So I would, even though you're watching this video, I would encourage you, fast from social media a little bit. I'm not saying completely, but only watch things that resonates with your higher self, and you're going to know what it is because it's going to come to you just like this video came to you. So congratulations on entering into the beginning of the next chapter of the rest of your life. Baby, you are elevating, you are expanding, you are growing, and you are shifting frequencies. I am so proud of us, okay? Because let me tell you something, it took a long time coming to get to this place. Even though for me, and I think that you'll agree, this ain't exactly where I want to be, but this is exactly where the fuck I want to be.